What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you lunatics have been enjoying the videos I've been putting out lately. I know the last couple have been a little bit different than what I normally put out, but I hope they've been valuable. I hope you've gotten some good information out of them. If you're new to the channel, I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel. And if you're new, please drop a comment down below. Let me know that you subscribed. And if anybody has any questions or wants to get a conversation going on any of the points that I bring up in this video, make sure to drop them down below. And I'd love it if you give the video a like as well. Kind of a funky situation right now because I am going to be talking about my goals in fishing. And I did a very similar video a long time ago when I first started the YouTube channel, when I first started getting on social media and basically saying that I want to fish professionally. I still have that goal. That is still my ultimate goal. And it's kind of funny because that video, I'm in my truck and I'm parked and we're having that same conversation right now, and I'm in my truck parked. Different truck though, and a few years later, but we're gonna have a similar conversation that we did back then. I think I'm a little bit better on camera now as well than I was back then. I'm a little bit more lighthearted on camera. I was a pretty serious person back then because I was still getting used to being on camera. But I want to talk to you about my goals, and I want to talk to you guys about the fact that I want to fish professionally. So what do I mean by wanting to fish professionally? I don't have the specific answer to that because I feel like there's a couple different avenues that you can take in order to fish professionally. I think in years past, all you had was tournament fishing and maybe being a fishing guide. There are a few people that could do fishing television shows, but now with social media, I think that there's different outlets. We have guys that aren't tournament fishermen. I mean, we have the Googans who aren't fishing tournaments on a regular basis that have massive followings and are probably making more money than a lot of touring professional fishermen. So I would still consider the Googan squad, Ben Milliken, or anybody that fishes full time and makes a living off of YouTube or social media and they're fishermen. They are professional fishermen. They're getting paid to fish. Now, I don't know that it's exactly the same as what the tournament guys do because there's competition involved, there's winners and there's losers, but I would say that all of them across the board are professional fishermen. Now, what I don't want is for this to turn into a debate over whether or not social media and YouTube and Googans and everybody along that YouTube world, whether they're the same as Mike Iaconelli, Kevin Van Dam, or whatever, because that's not what this is about. Because I think there is a distinction between guys that are tournament fishermen and the YouTube people. I'm not taking anything away from any of those people because I think all of them have tremendous value. I think the Googans have exploded fishing. I think the reach that they have with the younger generation is incredible, and I think that they're making a killing with their Googan baits. I've never fished them. I get questions all the time if I fished a particular Googan bait, and I have no idea what it is. And I'm not knocking the baits because I've never tried them, so I have no idea whether they're good, bad, or in the middle. I have no idea. But all I know is that they probably sell a ton of them. You go into tackle shops where they probably were laughing at the Googans and now they're selling them because people want to buy them. So having said that in itself should show that YouTube, that social media, that it all has its place and it drives sales. Because if the Googans were as big as they were and they couldn't sell a bait, then they wouldn't have anywhere near the influence that a tournament fisherman have. But we're obviously seeing right now that that's not the case and that the YouTube world is impacting sales. I can guarantee you that Ben Milliken is impacting sales for 6 cents. They have his own rod lineup. I guarantee you he sells baits like crazy. There's a Milliken pair of sunglasses with Waterland. So Ben Milliken is selling a lot of tackle, or else that stuff wouldn't exist. If there wasn't a market for it, it wouldn't be being sold. So that what I'm saying is those guys are impacting sales for businesses on the same level as guys that are fishing at the highest tournament levels. You have individuals, you have Kevin Van Dam had his own lineup of rods. Mike Iaconelli has his own lineup of sunglasses now, of rods and reels, and so does Ben Milliken. And the Googans have their own tackle company, essentially. They're selling their apparel. There's money to be made in all those different areas. And the reason why I'm bringing this all up is because I think it matters, because it means that we all that aspire to be professionals have different avenues that we can take in order to achieve that dream. And taking that a step further, with podcasts getting more and more popular, you can start a podcast and you can talk about fishing. You might love to fish, but you cannot catch a fish to save your life. But you can talk fishing. You can interview people. You could make a living potentially doing a podcast or something like that within the fishing industry. Maybe you're not good enough because there is talent involved in fishing, in winning a tournament. There is talent that is involved in that. But you can go out and you can start a podcast, and maybe you have that talent, because I do think that there's talent for being able to keep people engaged, that they want to listen to you, that they want to be a part of your podcast, they want to listen to it, they care about what you have to say. But basically, social media, I'll put the podcast thing into the social media umbrella, because I think you can do all of it. And I think that it just gives people like myself, maybe some of you that aspire to fish professionally, gives us different ways to achieve that dream. My dream is to fish professionally. I'm 35 years old and I am nowhere near able to quit my job and go and fish professionally. But that doesn't mean I don't want to try to achieve it. That doesn't mean that I won't want to try to grow my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my TikTok. That doesn't mean I don't want to have a big podcast. All of that stuff matters, and so do the tournaments, because if I can go out and I can do well in tournaments, then that means that my ability to influence somebody into buying X bait or X rod or whatever is improved. Because I think that sometimes those tournament finishes, as long as they're good, can really positively impact the influence that you have. And I'm not saying influence in a negative way. It's just when you say that something's good, people believe you. And that is important when it comes to being a professional, and especially a professional fisherman, because if you need sponsorships in order to pay the bills, people need to believe what you say. People need to value what you have to say, or else you don't have the value to the company to justify them giving you that money to market for them. So my entire plan when I went out and started the YouTube channel, when I started the Instagram page, when I started my Facebook page, and even when I started the TikTok page that I have going now, that grew pretty rapidly, it's all because I want to get in front of you guys, because I want to be able to develop that relationship through social media, because I can't develop a relationship with each and every one of you individually, because it's just virtually impossible. Between my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube, my Facebook, that's probably getting close to 50,000, 60,000 people. It's impossible for me to be able to connect with each of you individually in order to discuss fishing. But with social media, I can get in front of you all in different ways, whether it's a 1-minute clip on TikTok, or a 1-minute video on Instagram, or a longer video on YouTube or IGTV, or a full hour podcast. Those are different ways where you guys can get to know me. You can get to know my thoughts. You can watch me fish. You can watch me catch fish on different baits. And then I can lead you in that direction. And hopefully you value what I have to say. And hopefully you value the opinion that I have about a rod, a reel, a piece of equipment, where I suggest you go to buy tackle or something like that, because those relationships that you develop with people that follow your content are what make or break your ability to truly fish professionally, because not very many people can truly be successful and fish for a living off of tournament winnings. There are a few people. The first one that comes to mind is Steve Kennedy. But very, very few people are able to make a living off of only tournament winnings. So you need that sponsor background for the majority of fishermen and tournament fishermen, because without that, their revenue streams are so much smaller, because to fish the Bassmaster Elite events, that's about a $5,000 or more entry fee. So you show up already $5,000 in the hole. That doesn't count your gas, that doesn't count your travel, that doesn't count your food, that doesn't count any of that. So you're probably a solid $5,000 to maybe $8,000 in the hole to make a cast at an Elite Series event. So if you make that $10,000 check, which we all go, wow, that's a lot of money, they made $2,000. So if you have the sponsor backing that supplemented some of those costs, now you might have really made $10,000 off of that check. But then accomplishing that to actually be in check range and get that $10,000 check, that's a whole nother animal. And that takes the talent, that takes the research, that takes the preparation, that takes the skill to catch the bass in order to put yourself in a position to cash that check. So I kind of feel like I've kind of rambled on about the sponsorship side of things, YouTube, social media, all that kind of stuff. We're getting back to my goals. I want to fish professionally. And I prefaced all that other stuff about the podcast, the YouTube channels, the sponsorship, all of that stuff to basically say, I don't care how I make it and fish professionally. I would love to fish on the Elite Series. I would love to be an MLF guy. I don't have any negative things to say about either one of those organizations. I would love to be on those tours and fish at that level and be able to call fishing my job. I want that. I strive for that. I'm trying to achieve that. But there's a process that's in place. I have goals in the short term to fish the Bassmaster Opens in the Central Division next year. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, because I can't afford to do it on my own. Those are $1,800 entries. Those are 20-hour plus drives one way. So it's going to be a 40-hour round trip drive to go fish those events. I got to drive 29 hours for one of them, 2,000 to 4,000 miles, 3,000 miles round trip to get to these events. I'm going to need help for that. So when I say I need help in order to go fish those events, that means I need sponsorship. I need people to believe in me, that I can represent their brand, represent their business, increase sales to make it profitable for them to give me money to market their business. That's the key to sponsorship. You have to have something to give them. You have to have an ability to increase their sales. It's not about me. I get the benefit of being able to go fish, but I need to positively impact that business. I need to increase their sales. That's my job as a sponsored individual, whether it's with 6 Cents, whether it's with GCI Outdoor. My job is to help them sell more product. That's what sponsorship is all about. It's not about me getting a free bait or a free chair or money or whatever. That's not what it's about. It's about me selling more of their product. It's about me generating more revenue than they're giving me. Because if I'm doing that, I'm doing my job, and then they can continue to do that so I can continue to chase my dream, or hopefully in the future live the dream and live off of that money, because I'm positively impacting that business to the point where I'm able to fish for a living. That's the goal. That's where everything starts to come together, is when I'm able to impact someone's business and positively increase their sales to where they can give me more money, because I'm such an asset to them that I can give them even more value. That's what sponsorship's all about. I get a lot of messages from people saying, how do I get sponsored? How do I get sponsored? What do you have that a business is gonna want? What do you have that can increase their sales? If you have the answer to that question, then you have the ability to get sponsored. If you're looking at it as, oh, I need to be able to fish more, I need more baits, so I need to get sponsored, that's not how you get sponsored. You have to have a way to sell more product for that business, or else they're not going to sponsor you. They're not just throwing money away when they're giving it to a fisherman or anybody else. I know that without some of that backing, I'm never gonna have the opportunity to live the dream that I aspire to achieve. Because if I can't fish the Elite Series, or if I can't fish the Opens, I can't make the Elite Series. If I can't fish the FLW Series events, I can't make the FLW Tour. This stuff isn't given to you. But having said that, if that stuff doesn't align and I can't get to the point where I can live off of a sponsorship and tournament winnings, as a lot of tournament anglers do, there is the social media side. So if I'm able to grow the following, if I'm able to grow my YouTube channel, make money from YouTube, make money from sponsors, make money from appearances, maybe be able to do seminars or speaking or something like that, maybe sell some different product, have apparel or something like that. Now we're talking about being able to fish for a living in that aspect, maybe do guide trips, something like that. Now we're talking about having another avenue to fish professionally and still live that dream and still be able to call fishing my job. So I know I have a long way to go to even have the potential to achieve this dream. I need my social media to grow exponentially in order to be able to financially afford to live off the money that I make from social media. I would need to have the financial ability to go fish the Opens, to fish the FLW Series events in order to have the chance to make those professional tours, to even have the ability to draw enough money as a sponsored angler to be able to fish at the highest level, to be a professional tournament fisherman. There's so many different things that need to line up to make this happen. But if you don't go after it, you're always gonna wonder what if. And I don't wanna have that regret later on down the road. I wanna put myself in a position to possibly get there. So at least at the end of the day, or if I end up having to give up at some point, I can at least know that I gave it my all, that I tried. Because I don't wanna regret the what if I would have tried. What if I would have started that YouTube channel? What if I would have started that Instagram page? What if I would have entered that tournament? What if I would have contacted that company? I'm gonna give it my all. I don't wanna have regrets at the end of this whole thing. I don't wanna live with that down the road and just wonder what if. That's why I'm doing this. That's what Matt Luna Fishing is for, is because I want to achieve that dream. I want to fish professionally. I want to make a living in the fishing industry. I want to make a living catching fish. So if you made it through to this part of the video, I really want to say thank you. I really hope that we can get a conversation going down in the comment section of this video. I know this was a little bit different style of video than I normally put out, but I think it was something that I've probably needed to put out for a while now. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something about sponsorship, or just about my perspective and where I'm coming from and why I'm doing all this stuff on social media and what my goals are. Because you might watch my fishing video and see me catch a bass, but there's a purpose behind it. There's a journey. So when you see follow my journey to fish professionally, this is what I'm talking about. I want to fish professionally. It is a journey. It isn't something where you just snap your fingers and it is. It's nothing where someone's going to just give you the chance to do it. You have to go out there and earn it, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to earn the ability to fish for a living. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I really, really appreciate you guys watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'd love it if I get some new subscribers from putting this video out. If you do subscribe, I'd love it if you drop a comment down below and just say, hey, I like the video, I subscribed, good luck. Whatever you want to put in there, that's fine. If you have any questions as a result of anything that I said in this video, please drop a comment down below. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. And again, thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time. See ya.